Welcome to Jesse Watters Primetime. I'm Will Cain. We start with a Fox News alert. Biden's on a popping spree. Moments ago, the White House and the Pentagon announced that another foreign object was shot from the sky.
I can confirm that the Department of Defense was tracking a high-altitude object over Alaska airspace in the last 24 hours. The object was flying at an altitude of 40,000 feet and posed a reasonable threat to the safety of civilian flight. Out of an abundance of caution and at the recommendation of the Pentagon, President Biden ordered the military to down the object, and they did, and it came inside our territorial waters.
So what is this thing? Is this another Chinese balloon? The Pentagon says they have no clue, or they're just playing stupid.
Can you say definitively it was not a balloon?
I don't, at this point, considering the fact that we're still assessing the object, I don't want to get into characterizing it.
So they're calling it an object. We don't know what kind. An object could literally be anything. They say it was cylindrical in shape, but also the size of a Chevy Malibu.
Apples and oranges here in terms of size. As I said, this was the size of a small car, and it was over a very sparsely populated area, but also more critically it was over water, but completely different size. The debris field for this we expect to be much, much smaller.
Biden wasted no time in shooting down this so-called object. This thing was shot down less than 12 hours after being identified. It didn't even make it to the U.S. mainland. It was shot right over Alaska. Now, that's not what Biden did with the Chinese balloon. He let that puppy fly around for days, sucking up, well, all of our intelligence. Remember, they told us they didn't shoot down that balloon because, A, they were scared debris would fall over on someone's head somewhere in Alaska, where there's one person per square mile. Then, B, they told us letting it fly around would actually help our own intelligence. Then, C, they told us they don't want the debris to fall off the shore of Alaska since it's really, really cold in the waters off of Alaska, and that would be too cold for the divers to retrieve. But I guess none of those were actually true because today they shot down this unknown object right over Alaska. So why did they pull the trigger this time?
What made this threatening enough to shoot down? What is different about this object than the last object that was over Alaska? Because it was chosen not to shoot the last one down over Alaska.
Given the fact that it was operating at an altitude that posed a reasonable threat to civilian air traffic. As you well know, civilian aircraft operate, at a variety of ranges up to 40 to 45,000 feet. So again, there was a reasonable concern that this could present a threat to, or a potential hazard to, civilian air traffic.
So the difference between the balloon and this unidentifiable object was approximately 20,000 feet, flying too close to our airspace, from 60,000 feet with the balloon down to 40,000 feet with this UFO. It feels like whoever did this is taunting us, maybe testing Joe Biden to see if he would do anything, see if he'd show some guts on the world stage. But the White House still has no idea who would even be behind the test, or they're not telling us.
We do not know who owns it, whether it's state-owned or corporate-owned or privately owned. We just don't know. We don't know. As I said, state-owned. We don't know if it's state-owned, and we don't understand the full purpose.
We just don't know. We don't know. Maybe the Pentagon should think about asking the Chinese. They kind of have a history with these things, a recent history. But the Pentagon hasn't even bothered.
Has Secretary Austin reached out to his Chinese counterpart or any other counterparts at all since this has been tracked?
Since this particular object, no.
You'd think maybe they'd be getting on their phones, trying to get to the bottom of this. But they're acting like foreign objects flying around our airspace is normal. And I guess, well, it kind of is becoming normal. And that's what Joe Biden admitted last night.
The total amount of intelligence gathering that's going on by every country around the world is overwhelming. And the idea that a balloon could traverse break American airspace is, anyway, it's not a major breach.
It's no big deal. These things happen. They happen always, right? I guess that explains why Biden has no regrets.
Is it a fair takeaway then that the Pentagon regrets not taking down the first balloon before it crossed the entire U.S.?
Well, I'm not going to speak for the Pentagon. I can tell you that the president doesn't regret the way that we handled the first balloon.
No regrets. We just handled this one completely differently than we handled the first object, the Chinese balloon. And I guess it's because unknown objects just keep flying all around us.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.